a night, let this gentle story be a source of peace for you. Sej and Yuri's Magical Hills: The Adventure. This story is about a boy named Sej and a unique friendship with a spring sprite named Yuri, who explore the secrets of magical hills. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among rolling hills, there lived a curious young boy named Sej. Evergreen trees whispered secrets to the winds, and wildflowers painted the earth in vibrant colors. Sej's world was a tapestry of wonder and imagination, and in this enchanting landscape, magic was always just round the corner. One spring day, as the golden sun filtered through the verdant canopy, Sej embarked on a quest to explore the hills. Armed with his trusty satchel packed with snacks and a little book full of adventures, he set off, eager to uncover the mysteries hidden in the emerald embrace of his homeland. As he wandered, the hills seemed alive, the gentle slopes beckoning him deeper and deeper into their folds. Suddenly, Sej saw a delicate shimmer in the air, a twinkle that danced between sunlight and shadow. Intrigued, he approached and discovered Yuri, a spring sprite cloaked in robes of swirling mist and blossoming wildflowers. Tiny orbs of light circled round her, and she laughed like the tinkling of 1,000 silver bells. "Hello, Sej," she said, her voice as sweet as the breeze that rustled through sagebrush. Sej stared in amazement, captured by her ethereal, deep and joyous spirit. "Are you real?" he asked, unsure whether his eyes or his heart were playing tricks on him. "Oh, I am as real as the wind that kisses your cheeks," Yuri replied with a playful twinkle in her eye. "Come, we discover the secrets hidden in these hills together." Together they ventured deeper into the hills, where verdant paths unfurled before them like intricate passages in a great storybook. Yuri showed Sej a world hidden from ordinary eyes, where ferns danced to an ancient tune and stones whispered old tales. The secluded grove became an amphitheater for a host of woodland creatures, singing melodies that spoke of the earth and sky. Sej learned that the hills were alive with stories, each bump and ripple telling tales centuries old. "Each stone and pebble has a story," Yuri explained, plucking a daisy from the ground. "Even this little flower has seen years of laughter and tears." As they walked, Yuri shared the joys and challenges of the natural world, teaching Sej to listen closely to the songs of cicadas and the murmurs of hidden streams. As the afternoon sun began to dip, painting the hills with a palette of reds and oranges, Sej knew it was time to return to his home. Yet, his heart was full, brimming with new treasures of friendship and understanding. Yuri stood at the edge of the grove, her silhouette shimmering against the waning light. "Our adventure may end today, but remember, magic is always near. It breathes with every leaf and sings in every breeze," she reminded. Sej promised to revisit these hills, knowing they would welcome him with lands and a wealth of untold stories. And with that promise carried in the wind, he left, the warmth of friendship guiding his steps as the star began to twinkle above the hills. Let's embrace the next chapter of tonight's journey. Katria and Nymphia's playful dream adventure. This story is about Katria's enchanting dream journey with Nymphia, the dream weaver, where play and imagination create a magical world. Once upon a star-studded night, Katria nestled into her soft bed, her room filled with the sweet scent of lavender and the gentle hum of the night. Transforming the darkness into a magical realm was Nymphia, the dreamweaver, who danced gracefully amidst silver clouds and shimmering constellations. Katria lay still, her eyes slowly fluttering shut, as Nymphia extended a delicate hand adorned with stardust. "Come, Katria," she whispered with a voice as soft as the breeze. Katria, eager and filled with wonder, took Nymphia's hand. entering a world where imagination blossomed like the most vibrant blooms in a hidden garden. A panoramic landscape unfolded before them, painted with hues not seen by the waking eye. As they floated through this dream state, the three gazed round with wide eyes, marveling at the floating islands, dotted with giggling flowers and rivers that whispered tales of old adventures. Nymphea, with her luminous wings and playful spirit, guided Pitria past glistening waterfalls, cascading serenely into pools of liquid moonlight. Here in this dream, play knows no bounds, said Nymphea, her laughter echoing like musical chimes. Pitria giggled, exhilarated by the freedom and whimsy of this enchanted realm. Together, they skipped across islands on fluffy clouds, their steps leaving trails of sparkling lights. The sky was an endless tapestry, woven with strands of indigo and gold, stars like diamond threads adorning its expanse. Swirls of color danced in the night, embracing them both in its tender arms. Below them, the ground shifted into a meadow, vibrant and alive, whispering tales of ancient kingdoms and the joyous laughter of children playing hide and seek. Nymphea spun around, her wings casting a gentle glow as she led Pitria an adventure filled with games that only existed in dreams. They leapt from star to star, catching glimmers of midnight rainbows and weaving dreams together with threads of luminescent joy. Pitria felt her heart flutter, a warmth blooming from within that only the playful night could awaken. As the dream began to fade, Nymphea sang a melody of farewell, her voice lingering like the last note of a beloved lullaby. Pitria whispered, "Thank you, Nymphea," as she drifted back to her cozy bed, carrying the dream's magic within her heart, ready to weave stories of wonder when dawn approached. Another story awaits to soothe your heart. Bluebell and Flax, the Tale of Togetherness. This story is about a girl named Bluebell and the fairy called Flax, who combine their efforts to save the fairy realm from a storm. The power of unity and friendship. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and shimmering streams, lived a young girl named Bluebell. Her name matched perfectly with the delicate flowers that carpeted the valley every spring. Bluebell had an enchanting presence. Her eyes sparkled like the evening stars and her laughter flowed like the gentle babbling brook that meandered beside her cot. One day, while wandering through the meadows, Bluebell stumbled upon a tiny figure, fluttering round the violets. It was Flax, a diminutive dancing fairy with wings of brilliant iridescence. Flax moved as gracefully as a butterfly, casting a magical glow wherever she went. Bluebell was entranced by the fairy's charm and introduced herself with a heart full of wonder. They began to share stories, sitting under the vast bold oak tree, whose branches stretched across the sky. Though they came from different worlds, their friendship blossomed like the lush wildflowers round them. Flax recounted tales from the fairy realm, filled with sparkling cascades and vibrant, toughing gardenias. Bluebell, in return, shared stories of the human world, describing the beauty of sunrises, the warmth of family gatherings and the joy of village festivals. One morning, Flax appeared at Bluebell's window with a somber expression. The fairy world was in danger. A fierce storm threatened to consume the enchanted forests. Flax needed help, but fear loomed in her heart. Together, they devised a plan to use Bluebell's knowledge of weather and Flax's fairy magic to calm the storm. As the tempest brewed on the horizon, Bluebell gathered herbs known for their calming properties, while Flax summoned her fellow fairies to dance around the forest, weaving spells of tranquility. With their combined efforts, the dark clouds began to dissipate, revealing a sky painted with hues of hope and peace. The forest was saved, and in its heart, a vibrant life pulsated anew. Bluebell and Flax celebrated their triumph, realizing that their deity had forged an unbreakable bond. Their hearts swelled with gratitude, learning that together they could overcome any challenge. From that day forward, their friendship grew stronger, teaching everyone in both realms the true essence of togetherness. They would come and offer peace, and under its velvet blanket, Bluebell and Flax would rest, dreaming of new adventures and endless possibilities. Now, let's embrace another gentle story. Tiala and the Magic of Books. This story is about a girl named Tiala and her pet hamster who experience a magical adventure through the books she reads. In a cozy little town, nestled between hills and streams, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Tiala. She adored reading, often losing herself among the pages of novels that transported her to faraway lands and adventures. Her room was a sanctuary for books, each telling its own tale, each whispering secrets of distant worlds. Tiala's companion in these adventures was her pet hamster, coincidentally named Tiala too. This little creature had a vibrant coat of brown and soft eyes that sparkled with curiosity. Unlike any ordinary hamster, Tiala had a small habit of sneaking into the piles of books and running over pages as if she were reading alongside her human friend. One evening, as the sun dipped beneath the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson, Tiala sat in her favorite armchair, a fluffy blanket wrapped around her shoulders, reading her beloved story of princesses and dragons. As she turned page after page, little Tiala climbed onto the book, her tiny paws pressing gently against the soft paper. It was at this fascinating moment that the magic happened. Suddenly, the room filled with a warm, golden light. The book pages floated upwards and enveloped Tiala and her hamster friend. The words lifted from the paper, glowed brightly, and surrounded them with a gentle hum. To Tiala's amazement, she found herself standing in a land she'd only visited through ink and imagination. Fields stretched as far as the eye could see with flowers that danced like candles in the breeze. She could smell the sweet scent of lavender and honeysuckle mixed with the crispness of fresh air. Tiala realized she was no longer in her room, but in the story itself. Her hamster scampered joyfully by her side, squeaking with excitement as the characters they huffed about surrounded them. A majestic dragon soared through the skies, its scales shimmering like jewels against the sun. Princesses clad in gowns of silk and armor of cream waved at Tiala, welcoming her into their world. The narrative she read had become her reality, a vivid tapestry woven from her dreams and wishes. As she embarked on an adventure through this enchanted realm, encountering scenes and figures she had only known about from descriptions, Tiala marveled at the liveliness of the places she often imagined. Little Tiala, the hamster, found another unexpected joy, nibbling on bits of magical fruit that enhanced his tiny crutch. Together, they laughed and explored, soaking in the wonder of realms and dialogues brought to life from mere pages. However, as all dreams must end, the golden glow eventually began to dim. The hues blurred, and once again, Tiala found herself in her familiar room with the orange glow of her reading lamp. The book lay open, still and silent as if it had never known the secret of transporting readers into its depths. Recalling the magical journey, Tiala hugged her hamster tight, grateful for the wonder they shared. She understood the true magic of books wasn't just in the story, but in the ability to inspire, to open doorways into countless possibilities. The pages, though still on her shelf, were forever timeless in Tiala's mind, holding the essence of her adventure, the dreams and the magic alive in her heart. As she tucked little Tiala into his cozy cage, she promised herself to always revisit the worlds they had discovered together. With a satisfied sigh, she turned off the lamp, aware that the magic of books could lead her anywhere as long as she believed. May tonight's teas bring you gentle rest.